What's up, fam? Uncle Paw Paw here. Hey, today we got a good one for you. We doing fried chicken steak. I know you like, okay, what's that? We'll show you next here on Uncle Paw Paw's Kitchen. Alright, fam, welcome back. Uncle Paw Paw here. So, fried chicken steak. It's just our play on words of a chicken fried chicken. That's it. And that's what we got on tap today. And we're going to pair that with some garlic creamy mashed potatoes and some southern white gravy. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's talk about what we got. So, a while back I did a special of fried chicken. And how I talked about brine, that I use brine for bone-in chicken. I think that once it gets in there, hits that bone, it helps pull out some of that bone flavor into the meat, makes it, tender, but also juicy and delicious. And I use that 90% of the time when I'm doing bone-in fried chicken. Another 10% I do use buttermilk at times. But I really use buttermilk 90% of the time when I'm doing boneless chicken, i.e. chicken breast, or slice it and doing tenders, or dice it and doing nuggets. And I think that because the meat is smaller, that the buttermilk will tenderize and doesn't need to pull out any flavors or add any flavors from the bone, or add any moisture. It's small enough to where it cook fast enough to where it won't dry out. So that's the reason why here in the kitchen we use buttermilk for thin slices, thin pieces of meat versus a brine when you have a thicker piece of meat. All right. So inside our brine inside with our buttermilk, we also put in 1 bay leaf, put in 1 jalapeno pepper, just to add a little hint. Bay leaf for the extra little flavor, and then we add in peppercorns just to add to the bay leaf and jalapeno pepper. All right, so let's get started. Knock this out, and then once we do this, then we'll let it sit in the refrigerator, marinating that buttermilk for about an hour minimum, preferably 24 hours. Now, as we get ready to get started, you can substitute the jalapeno pepper. You can add in, a tablespoon of hot sauce, with the vinegar inside will help tenderize it as well. Then also add a little heat and a little flavor. So let's get started. I've already done a couple already, so we have 2 left. Now, nice chicken breast, no size what you get out of the grocery store. So the way I always slice it is, we have the smooth side on this over here. This is typically the outside. And then right here, you have that little indentation. So that's where I always slice. I slice on that side. I go all the way in until I get to my ring finger. And then that's where I stop. That allows me to make sure I don't go all the way through. I tilt it up. Take my knife, sharp knife, and just cut as I'm pressing. And there you go. Now it's flat. We'll lay it on the cutting board with plastic. Now if it's got any fat, go ahead and remove that. Check for any cartilage still there. All right. Same thing with this one. We'll check for the fat before we slice it open. All right. Get that off of there. Again, smooth side that has the indentation, the indent. So we'll just go in there. Hit my ring finger. Stop. Open it up. Split it open. Bam. Perfect. All right. Now with the chicken breast, that how we bang it out. Got 2 pieces of plastic wrap. One down. Put one on top. One on top. And I take the hammer. I don't use the diamond shaped pieces, because I'm not really trying to tenderize it. Plus it'll poke holes in your plastic. I'm not really trying to do that, so I want to use the flat side, and I want to start right in the middle of it. Just kind of get in the middle, and then as I work my way out into a circular motion. What you're trying to do is right where we cut it at, as you can see, it's still thick. So what we're trying to do is spread it out. If we just start at just smashing, then we'll have our chicken lumpy on certain sides and all that. So we're just trying to stretch it out from the middle. Go. We're not trying to get it, we're only doing about a quarter thick. We're not trying to get it super thin. If we were making, want to make a little bitty cutlets, where we'll, put some mozzarella cheese or some Swiss and some bacon and some ham and roll it up, then of course we'll bang it out till it's real thin as possible to do that. But here we want it, a good 1/4 inch thick. It's still going to cook fast. Don't have to worry about any of that. All right, next piece. And just got a little stressful day at work. Hey, make some fried chicken steaks. Bang it out. All right. Keep one hand clean so I can pour. Now we have 6 chicken breasts that we cut open, sliced open, flattened out, and we're going to use just, probably a tablespoon of peppercorns, just, eyeball it. I'm going to take some bay leaf, just 1 bay leaf, jalapeno pepper. When I get it in there, I kind of just squeeze a little bit and kind of just break it open with my finger. Open it up, and just drop that in there. All right, before I grab the buttermilk, clean it up, knife, dirty, and dirty. Of course, dirty. All right, so with my buttermilk, you just want to make sure that it covers the meat. There's no exact sign, maybe, 3 cups, 4 cups. Just want enough to cover it all. And that's what we're doing. Now, also in here, you can want to add some seasonings, whatever seasonings that you're going to use. You can put that in there as well if you want to add a little bit more flavor to the meat. But Push all the air out. Get in there. All right, so what we're gonna do is go ahead and put this in the refrigerator, let it hang out for about an hour minimum. All right, then we'll be back. Go ahead and get our bread in and fry. What's up, fam? We back. It's been about an hour. Chicken has been marinating in the buttermilk, peppercorns, bay leaf, and jalapeno peppers. Been getting nice and tender. If you want to, got an email. It's like, do you put garlic in there? Yes, you can put garlic in there. It's whatever you want to put in there. You can put some thyme, sage, and rosemary in there as well to situate that flavor. Just it brings them out even more. So you can do that. All right, so we got 6 chicken breasts. In here, we have 3 cups of flour. Typically, I only do 2 for the 6 because I do a 1/3 cup per breast, which comes out to 2 pounds. But when I was, all honesty, when I was filling up, when I was putting flour in here, and I was filling up my container, I had about a cup left, and instead of just rolling up and putting it in the back and forgetting about it or whatever, or get pushed in the back as I put it on the rack, just put it in here. Now, of course, you know, we don't do the double dredge, put in the flour, the egg, washing it back in the flour to create that thick coating, breading. We put in cornstarch to add that crispness. So for each cornstarch, for each cup of flour, we put in a tablespoon of cornstarch. So we have 3 cups of flour, 3 tablespoons of cornstarch. And then also what's going on there is our fried breading seasoning. You may have heard me call it fried chicken seasoning, fried pork chop seasoning. It's whatever you're breading in flour and you're gonna fry, or you're gonna bread in flour or breadcrumbs, and you can bake either or. This is what we use. So, and it's the same thing, 1 tablespoon per 1 cup. So we'll go ahead and put all that in. Now while I'm mixing that up, I have my oil. It is sitting at 350. And then also have my pan lined. I have foil on it here and lined with paper towels. I have the foil because just in case if you want to stick it in the oven to where it can get warm, things like that. Also, you know, the paper towels to soak the grease. The foil is there to help keep the grease up. That way I have my pan is not dirty. Just a little quick rinse off. And then also, of course, you have some salt to sprinkle with. You know, anytime you bring something out the fire, just hit it with a pinch of salt, both sides. Just helps bring out that flavor from being fried even more. So glove up. Now I don't drain or filter my chicken breast. I leave it in the liquid. You can pour it out in a colander and all that, make sure it's all off, no peppercorns or anything on it. But I kind of leave it in liquid, and I can just kind of dunk it a couple of times to make sure no peppercorns or anything on it. Then we'll flour it and then go in. That's pretty much how I do it. So. Drain a little bit and get in that flour. And when I put it in the flour, kind of let it down, and I just bring the flour that's on the edge, just kind of put it on top, and then I flip it, and then do the same thing on the other side. Just kind of pick it up, put it on top. Good and coated. Shake out the excess. Go right into the flour. And I kind of lay it into the oil that way. Go ahead and do the next one. Now you can go ahead and, get you a pan, kind of do them all. You get a big one where you can't. Just shake a little bit, flour on top. Flip it over. And then it's nice and cold. Ready to go. Now these will go for about a good 5 to 6 minutes. Remember, they're thin, so really it's going to cook in the middle real quick. Really, we're just toasting up the outside. Good. Just flip it over a little bit. Just really flip it just once. Handling it a couple of times, handling it a couple of times over and over. You can tear the breading, and once that oil gets underneath that breading, then it can basically come off. So just want to handle it just once or twice. Once you put it in there, let that go, let the breading set, and then go ahead and flip. Alright, so it's been about 6 minutes. Go ahead and get that out. Look at that. Nice golden brown. Nice fresh out. Pinch of salt. Inside. Flip it over. Another pinch of salt. And we'll move on to our next one. Re-glove up. Let my oil warm back up. Go ahead, drop our second one. Lay it down. And then go back in. Check it out. A little mess there. Found that on a white shirt, huh? Right. We'll get about 1 more minute, and then I'll flip. Let it finish out 5-6 more minutes, and that'll be done. I'll go ahead and cook the rest up, and then we'll be ready to plate meat. All right, fam, so we're back. Hey, we done cooked all the fried chicken steaks. We got it sitting here golden with our garlic creamy mashed potatoes and our southern gravy, just with some parsley sprinkled on top to make it look pretty. Now, if you recall, this was the first piece that I cooked. I want you to hear that. Still crunchy, still crispy. All right, so let's go ahead and cut in and get a taste. I know you can hear that crunch. Cooked perfectly through. Let's get a squeeze. I know you really can't see it, but it is juicy. Wow. Tender, of course. You know, that buttermilk did its job. Buttermilk did its job. Seasonings are very good. The flour with the cornstarch, again, it adds that crunch, that crispiness to the batter. And, you know, we single dreaded it, just, you know, out of the buttermilk, straight into the flour mix. Fried it at 350. Try some of these. Wow. Woo. Good there. Mashed potatoes and the gravy pairs well with, of course, you know, that's always a given sign when you're getting a given side when you're getting fried chicken steak. Check out our videos of our mashed potato and gravy. We got a special video just for that. Thank you again. I'm Uncle Paw Paw. Hey, I appreciate you checking in with us. Like as always, try it at home. Shoot me a picture, send me an email, tell me how you did. If there's anything you'd like for us to try, let us know. Until the next time, I'm Uncle Paw Paw. You've been watching Uncle Paw Paw's Kitchen.